Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who created history by becoming the first Indian to visit the International Space Station, has been awarded the Ashok Chakra, India's highest peacetime gallantry award. In June last year, Shukla became the second Indian to have gone to space and the first one to set foot on the ISS as part of the Axiom 4 mission. And Shivani Sharma continues to be with us. Shivani, the highest peacetime award for Shubhanshu Shukla.
Certainly, this is a great achievement for Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who happens to be the first Indian to be there, and he has the experience of 2,000 hours. Impressive fighter pilot who's now been conferred with this Ashok Chakra, the highest gallantry award for peacetime award. And we also know that he is, in fact, among the Indians who have gone to space. He's the second after Rakesh Sharma, also of the Indian Air Force, who was there for 4 decades earlier. And now he has been awarded the Ashok Chakra. He is a distinguished pilot, Anjali, and he has contributed to the service of the nation by flying Su-30 MKI, MiG-29, MiG-29, Jaguar, Hawk, Dornier and AN-32. So now the approval has come from the President when the announcement has been done for the Gallantry Award for 70 Armed Forces personnel, and Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla happens to be one of them.
Right, that's absolutely true. Thank you very much, Shivani, for all those details. Earlier, Shubhanshu Shukla, India's first astronaut to visit the International Space Station, or the ISS, spoke at the India Today Conclave, Mumbai in 2025, sharing his extraordinary journey in space. He described the experience as out of this world, of course, and offered insights into life aboard the ISS, the challenges of space travel, and the inspiration it brings to future generations. Listen in to hear his first-hand account of India's giant leap into space.
You've not only touched the sky with glory, you've touched space with glory, you've brought glory to the nation. What's, your biggest achievement, if I may, or experience that you want to share with us about this journey?
The experience that I want to share, actually kind of just, we saw that. I think that's the best way to concisely capture the experience that I had in these 20 days. But if there is one thing that I felt, there's a short clip in this video wherein you see me standing with the Indian flag behind. That was the day I was speaking to the Honorable Prime Minister of our country. I think that is the message that I would like to convey to everyone, that today in 2025, the Indian flag reached the International Space Station for the first time. And there was a person who was conversing in Hindi to the Indian leader who is running the country right now. I think that was very powerful for me and was a strong message that we were giving to the world that, we are here and this time we are here to stay.
Amazing. Describe to us what was like living at the International Space Station and the size. How big is the International Space Station?
It is big. It is, what he said is, it is equivalent to a 6 BHK house. That's the kind of space it is available. But the main difference, I would say, is that the concept of space for you changes when you go to space. Like, hum baithe hain is room mein. This is essentially a 3D room. We have walls, we have ceilings, we have intervening space in between. But we are still 2D creatures. Like, we will walk on the floor, we will sit on a chair, and this is... But if this was to be replicated in space, half of you would be sitting on the ceiling, half of you would be on the wall, and I would be sitting. So it is all distributed. You utilize the space in a very different way. So the mind switches from utilization of space from a 2D to 3D concept. Another example I would give you, which was very unique and interesting to me, was when you go to the microgravity for the first time, your brain is still geared up for gravity. So everything is falling at the same time. That is how you experience microgravity. So nothing is falling relatively. So if I was in space station and I was to leave this mic here, it would stay here. It would not fall. But this, you don't get used to this when you go to space. So I remember in the first few days, if I'm sitting and I'm holding something and I have to work, I would find someone, can you hold this for me? And I would give them the mic and they would also hold because they're also traveling to space for the first time. Now what happens is over a period of days, 7-8 days, you get used to this. That, you can leave stuff and it will not fall. It will be right there. So you leave stuff, you do whatever you have to, pick it up and then go. Now the problem is you come back to Earth. So when you come back to Earth, I remember the first night I was sitting on my bed and I was working on the laptop. And it was very instinctive, you know, and I just closed the laptop and I just took it to the side and I left it. and as soon as I left it, I realized, oh, this is an ISRO-issued laptop. Fortunately, you know, nothing happened. This was carpeted. But I'm saying the switch, the environment is so different. You know, it is the brain gets used to that. And then you have to rewire it to understand the environment, which is how different it is.